Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So I was on my XTool on Creative Fabrica the other day and I was looking for an acrylic piece to do a sun catcher. And as I'm scrolling through, I came across this picture and I'm like, that would be a cool project, but I don't want it on a t-shirt. So I did download it and I put it on the XTool Creative Space software, which is right here. And what I did is I changed it to a cut file, which I didn't know if I could do it because I haven't done that before, but it did. It changed it to a cut file, so now I can cut it out. And then I'm like, well, I don't want just the letters. I want this to be a plaque. So I just did an outline of it and I made the outline as big as I wanted, which I think I chose like a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch. I don't remember what it was, but I chose the outline to go around all of these letters. And then I referred to my test cut grid. When you have an XTool, I highly recommend, I know a lot of you have them from the comments. If you have not done this yet, do this. It is so important to do this because you will only have to do your projects one time without guessing on your settings. So go into I think it's the AI function, and it'll do a test cut or a test engrave or scoring or whatever you want. And it's all programmed. It's really simple. That's a whole nother tutorial on its own, not really for my channel, but if you have questions, I can send you the link to a tutorial. So just email me for that if you want it. So I referred to my test cut grid and I picked the lowest cut that I needed power-wise, so it didn't burn the back of the piece, but yet still cut through the wood in one pass. So that's what I did. So all I'm gonna do is start the machine and I'm gonna let you watch it run. That never gets old. I just love that machine. It's so powerful. It's so cool. So here's all the pieces. And before, I had a plan in my head before I cut it. Now that it's cut, I had to change my plan. Because, like this O here, these are what you would really want because you're missing some of the O here. You're missing the center of the A. This E and the J were extra pieces that would have come out, and the leaves and things. So some of the letters weren't exactly the way I wanted them in here. So what I've decided to do, I still wanted this as a project because I'm going to paint it. I'm also going to put resin in there as a fall plaque. So I think what I'm going to do, I have 3 fall colors. These are all chunky mixes. So this is my clover, this is my cinnamon sticks, and this is my firefly. Red, orange, and yellow, or red, orange, and green. Gold mixes in all of them. Reds in this one, yellows. I'm going to fill these with my glitter, and then I'm going to put these back over, but I have corresponding metallic paints to go with these glitters. So I think I'm going to paint these. So I'm going to probably adhere these where you're going to see some of the glitter behind, kind of like that. So you could actually read the words, but yet still get a glimpse of the glitter. So I wasn't crazy about what, in my head it was working, but actual cutting, it didn't really work. And here's the little leaves. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you on a little fast forward. These I'm going to secure onto my backing. I'll probably use like transfer tape or something large to transfer, get it stuck down so the resin doesn't go through. But first I need to get these all painted and then let them dry, and then we'll start with the resin. Everything got 2 coats. That stuff dries really, really quickly. So now, and I had to grab my crown of gold because I forgot about the gold for the word Jesus. I wanted that in gold. And isn't that fitting, crown of gold? I mixed up 2 ounces of my 4-hour fast cure because I don't want it to run. I want it to dry quick. What I really should have used, I think, is my tabletop. And that would have even cured quicker, but I wasn't thinking till now. So I'm just going to put a tiny little bit in a cup and start with the least amount, which is the green for the leaves, and then work to the biggest one. I might have to mix up some more, but I don't have a ton of time to work with this. So I just wanted to mix up a couple ounces to start with. And yeah, so if you want one of these cut, I will link this image in my eBay store for you if you want to make one of them. If you want to go onto Creative Fabrica and find your own image and you don't want to purchase the XTool to do it, then just let me know what image you want. Don't download it, just send it to me and I will download it. And I'm already a subscriber to them. But I do recommend if you need images, fonts, or whatever, use my link in the description and get a subscription to Creative Fabrica. You guys, there are millions and millions of things. If you do tumblers or anything, that is like a great source to start. There's other places out there too. This is going to be difficult. I'm going to grab a dotting tool for these little tiny areas. Of course, I picked chunky. You know, why wouldn't I pick chunky glitter for these little tiny areas? And basically, I'm not going to make you watch this. This is going to take me a while. Now, I did put a huge piece of transfer tape underneath this, seeing that I don't use my transfer tape for my Cricut stuff. I have a lot of transfer tape sitting here, so now I have a reason to use large sheets of it. And so I'm hoping, and I pushed it down really, really well on the back, hoping I did it good enough so nothing leaks underneath it. And I'm not sure if I'm going to have to back coat this or top coat this. I don't know. I've not done this before. This is new. So yeah. And I did find an acrylic one. I will be doing that one soon too. So I will be doing a sun catcher, but I thought for the sake of fall, this was a great project to incorporate for the fall season. All right, I'm going to continue. Same thing, just mixing up a little bit of glitter of each color, putting it in here, and then we're just going to let that cure and move on to the next step. ounces was the perfect amount. The only thing I have extra are these 3 tiny little pendants. So if you do end up getting this, 2 ounces is your magic number. I just took this little tool here with the silicone tip, and if I got any resin on the paint, I'm just squishing it over. So I didn't do too bad. I'm hoping I don't have to top coat it. And chunky glitter, if I had to do it again, probably not in these tiny spaces. This was fine with the piping bag, but like the leaves, those were difficult, so I don't know. But we'll see. I don't know. I hope it doesn't shrink too much. I'm just trying to get every little last piece of resin off the wood that I can. And now we just wait. Oops, one more piece over here. But I didn't have these particular glitter colors in non-chunky. That's why I chose them. Orange glitter is really difficult to find. I cannot find it in bulk. So the cinnamon sticks is the best that I came up with for orange. So that's why I went with chunky everywhere. All right, be back in 1 sec. It is fully cured, but before we talk about that, here's 3 extras. All I did was top coat them with UV resin, cure them under the light. So those are pretty festive for Christmas. I didn't mean to do Christmas colors. I'm trying to do fall colors, but okay. So when I checked it to see if it was cured, I'm like, oh, it shrunk a lot. I have to fill it in with UV resin. So I flip it over. And because the heat mat lowers the viscosity before it cures it, a lot of the resin went underneath. So this is no longer a flat surface. Well, not sure if that's going to make a difference in the final outcome if you hang it on your wall or what, because I'm not going to peel this off yet. So what I'm going to do is grab my light, and I'm going to fill this in with UV resin. I'm not going to dome the words because most of the word is going to be covered. I'm going to kind of offset it like this so we can see the glitter underneath. But this one I do want to dome, but I do want to get them back to being shiny, put resin back on top of them. So I am going to fill these in. Yeah, that shines them right back up, makes them really pretty. So I'm sorry a lot of this video is going to be fast forwarded, but it's pretty self-explanatory and pretty boring when you're doing it over and over again to get to the final outcome. So I am going to make sure I get it off of the wood before I cure it. Oops. So yeah, wasn't too happy about the back. I'm not quite sure until I undo it and see how it looks. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. So all I'm gonna do is fill and cure, fill and cure, fill and cure until it's completely done. That's all filled and cured, so let's go ahead and take the back off, see how bad it is. If you have any ideas of how I could have avoided this, please put them in the comments. See, another reason I don't like transfer tape. So yeah, there's quite a bit of resin. It is not flat. Thank God it's the back. The only thing I can think of doing is going in here with UV resin, but that's a lot of work and a lot of time. So squirt the resin in before any of your resin, cure it, and that should seal that part right there, but I don't know if it's worth all that time. It's not, obviously nobody's gonna see it, it's the back. Unless you stick it on like a stand like this, then they will see it. But if you put a hole in here, if you want a hole, if you order this and you want a hole in here to hang it, let me know. I can add a hole to hang it. But other than that, it's cured, it's filled. I almost went around Jesus with rhinestones, but I didn't. I held back. But I did pull out my chrome marker in silver, and I do want to line it. I tested a little piece down here. I want to line it in silver just to give it a final finish. And I just go kind of half on the top and half on the side when I use these markers. And that keeps you at the same distance all the way around. So this just kind of finishes it off. And then I'm going to glue all those little pieces on with my E6000. Let me just get this done real quick. There we go. Maybe I'll try to do these edges here. These are just little cutout pieces. Just highlight them a little bit. So if you hang it on your wall, you'll see your wall color behind there, but they're tiny little pieces. And that one's got some resin behind it. Okay, let me grab my glue. So I placed them all kind of in an offset. Look at this though, this laser, look at how intricate and teeny tiny that it can cut a piece of wood. Like, it's so delicate. It's so delicate, in fact, I broke one of the stems off of this one. As you could see, here's one with a stem is so tiny that I'm going to just, I am taking this one off because I don't want them to be different looking. So all I'm gonna do, I guess, what do you think? Do you like it? I think it looks better than without it because it looks like those letters are missing something, because they are. So if I put them in an offset, you'll be able to read it and see the glitter. That's my idea. So I'm just gonna take my E6000 glue and put some on the back of each piece, press it down and cure it. And that's gonna be a wrap on this one. This one, I'm so afraid I'm gonna break. It's so fragile. This stuff is like extremely good at adhering anything. So if you wanna make sure you get it down, I recommend this kind of glue. I don't want to put too much on the back because I don't want it to squish out. So I'm just going to try to place it one time and done. Because once you start moving it around, you're going to see the glue. And I'm just going to do that for all of the letters. I'm not going to put it everywhere on the letters because you don't need the whole word done, but little bits and pieces here and there. I don't know if I'm going to put this on eBay. I'm kind of nervous about shipping something like this but if I can figure out a way that it might not break, then I will sell it as a demo, but I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll see. I might keep it for myself. All right, you got the hang of it? Let me just get you fast forwarded again. And there you have it. Another project down in the books. What do you think? With the letters, without the letters? I don't know. I kind of like it. Well, that's it, you guys. I will get you some final pictures. I will jazz the photos up. It's got to sit and cure. These were hard to get the glue on the back because they were so small. So there's a tiny little bit of glue sticking out underneath that one. A tiny little bit under that one. But that's okay. It's not too bad. I have a little extra UV resin sticking out right there. I may keep this for myself, but all in all, I think it came out pretty good. So stick around the next couple days. I will show you that acrylic piece that I found, and we are going to do a sun catcher. I also got my month's order in from Into Resin, so they sent me 5 molds this month, so we got to start those. And yeah, that's it for now. I will see everyone later. I'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Have a blessed night. Bye.